What's going on, all my friends from all over the YouTube world? This is Chris, CKHO81. I'm with you guys right now, about to do a reaction to a Larry Bird, or I call him, or he's called Larry Legend, reaction video. This one is for a video called Larry Bird, Stories That Prove He's the Best Trash Talker. It's by Pyortrkez Productions. I'm not sure who they are. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to give them a thumbs up. As well, I'm imagining that I'm going to like this video. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, I have a thing that if you guys subscribe to me, you like my content, then I'll subscribe to you. I think it's only fair that if you're helping my channel out, that I help your channel out as well. And then we all grow together. This has about 700,000 views, so not a huge amount yet, but it's only 3 months old. And without further ado, let's get into this reaction.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people said, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charlie.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man, you're supposed to be a great defender, right? And I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
I'm going to shoot this fucking jumper in your face right there in that cone. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what he did. If I tell you, you're going to hit a shot.
I'm a big fan here on a backup. I'm a big fan of the glove Gary Payton too, and he was like one of the better defensive point guards as far as I'm concerned in the league. So when you hear him saying these types of stories, it like really validates, you know what I mean, who Larry Legend really was or is. He's still alive.
Present, wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what he did. If he tell you you're going to hit a shot in certain place, he's going to do just that. There's nothing you can do.
That was Dominique.
Been a better player.
I love that shot that he does.
I took, I was able to go a little more than the other guys.
My computer sometimes gives me some errors. I do apologize, guys. And when it happens, I'm just going to back up so that way I know that we didn't miss anything. But while I have a pause, I just love that whole jump shot that he does kind of behind his head and pops it in on that angle. It's like different than my form, but like, who am I to criticize? It just looks so different, but who am I to criticize? I mean, he was a legend. What was he, part of the 50-40 club? I believe it is. Let's go.
You can do about it.
Been a better player each step I took. I was able to go a little more than the other guys. I had a green light. I could make plays, but I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior, senior high school,
that
probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him who the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Larry Bird.
Oh, no question.
Talk shit like we talk like some Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that cone. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He told me.
Good job to, I can't say the name, the channel who created this. This highlight video, because it looks like he's got some clips in there that are really nice and stuff, like Draymond Green on that podcast and stuff like that. I enjoy that.
It's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. He said over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm wondering. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, and all drones.
That's a sick
and I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
Gary Payton aged pretty well.
I've seen that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They'll be always mentioning him. He was the shit, man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry
crossover.
Bird didn't talk trash to you.
Oh my God, Bird talked trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me.
Oh,
That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. He says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
Larry said, I'm insulted that
He is white.
a sorry dude like
It makes
you
it so funny.
on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play no more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I was looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, a really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was weighing his ass out.
Absolutely.
And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, started shooting the balls. Every shot
I
was
see
going
this
in.
highlight.
Right? He runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can.
For all you, I'm going to back this up. For all you youngins watching, this is the old school looking TVs that we used to have to watch stuff from way back in the day. This might be, well, I was still a kid when like the late 70s or early 80s or something like that, which I was born in the early 80s. I just thought I'd point it out for all you young fellas or young girls watching this.
Hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked out of the bed and goes, no.
Along with Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal. Just moments before the American Airlines Sheraton long-distance shootout.
The All-Star game is in
Wow.
Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet. You knew the guys, but you never were around them. And nobody's really saying anything, so I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
Excuse me?
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I worked so bad.
When you walked in there, what were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all the other guys?
I know going into that, remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in hell I was going to win that 3-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win it.
Yeah, that's like, I've done some smack talking, like obviously not to this degree and to, on this type of stage or whatever. But when you're that type that like that and you say something so direct and so precise, like you have to like live up to it. Like I'm in sales. I do like sales for a living, and I've trash talked a whole bunch of other like salespeople and told them I'm going to do certain numbers, certain amount of sales. I'm going to beat everybody by so much. And it's like, it motivates you because once you put that out there, you'll look like a complete fool if you don't actually like deliver on what you say. And I know the mentality, like when he put that out there, he was probably like, yeah, this is absolutely gotta happen. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is gonna happen. So he like made that determination in his head, and then he went and did it. Like I know that mentality. That's awesome. It's one of the reasons why I like Larry like I do, man. Why I think he's like one of the greatest, if not the greatest. I mean, I'm a big Wilt the Still fan, but like him and Larry are like right in my tops. I don't even know how to rank them all yet. But let's go.
That 3-point contest, so I knew right then I had to win it.
That chick said my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in
That's being
1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out. He certainly doesn't have that normal Bird rhythm going for him. Seconds remaining, has only 7, has to be 15. That's 8, make it 9, and 10. 11 as we're counting. 13.
Huge rack that time for Bird.
He's still got to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie for the money.
Yeah, he walks off.
At the buzzer.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball was going to win the competition.
That was awesome. Michael Jordan's reaction, him watching on, like pure, like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? What's going to happen? No way. No way. No. He's got to shake his head even at like, ooh, like right by your skin of your teeth. That was hot. That was good, man. That was a hot take.
at the buzzer.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle.
He didn't take off his top yet. I didn't see when he took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, you know, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. You know, he needed those kind of challenges.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too. Tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through three quarters.
And it was at a time when, you know, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget him. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, when did he start shooting right-handed?
And at the end of three quarters,
another lefty.
27 points left-handed.
Jeez.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one.
He could hold all these things in his head during a game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
You know, late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. And all you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull Gang set up something wrong with the rim. You know, otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early, plug in my Stone Age computer right next to the bench. He'd come over, he'd call me Scoop, say, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm saying, I'm doing an early story.
Then I'd say, well, I'm doing an early edition newspaper story about your free throw streak.
You are approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough, first half, he goes to the line for two, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me before he makes the second. I mean, guys don't do that today. And he would...
Always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing two things at once.
Well, you had the bird night.
I had the bird night. Yeah.
That is some like... And nowadays, people probably like label that as like ADHD or something. But that's like mad intelligence right there. Everything was just too... Unfortunately, I believe what cut his career short is his body. His body couldn't keep up with his fast-paced mind. He was literally one of these players that were so cerebral that he was playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers or, you know, a whole different little, you know, snakes and ladders or something like that. You know, he was like actually going with it intellectually. So his mind was like what drove him so hard to what he did and all of his accomplishments is what I believe. I'll back this up.
He was doing two things at once.
Well, you had the bird night.
I had the bird night. That was a tough night, man.
But nobody was guarding bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots. It's in that game, we're on the free throw line, and he's like, he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where you want this one from?" And he just made one after another. And he just tortured that game. He tortured all of them.
I think Bird went by the bench one time, too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer.
His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. He goes in. Ricky bumps into him and he knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Livingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
That was on the Ultimate Mixtape that I just reacted to. If you guys are just tuning in to my channel for the first time and you guys love Larry, I did a reaction to his Ultimate Mixtape. Check that out. That Ultimate Mixtape. And I'll back this up 5.
So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Livingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
Celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you know, you watched the real game and just went, you know, with a video and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high five.
I mean, everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
Fine for that, I heard. Yeah.
Watch this. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench.
Yeah.
You see Scotty Hayes with them. Yeah. Watch Cliff Livingston over here. I think this is Cliff.
He'd be furious as the coach.
Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding.
That almost make you want to like bench your players. Some of them, all the ones celebrating like that for like the next game or two. Like, yeah, you guys can't be celebrating the other team like that. Camaraderie, you know what I mean, for your team. Jeez.
Until we let it go, we just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah, that was Eddie Johnson. Yeah. Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. And so it was a bad night.
The first game against Larry Bird, it was shocking. And I'm a rookie, you know. I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the 3. But this called me Holmes. And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground. He fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I said, what? He said, I like you. You know, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass. He got about 38, so he kind of proved his point. But I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny, the first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Larry Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him. And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team.
I think that was Dan Marley. I could be wrong. I think that's Dan Marley, though.
And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, Mark, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come off the screen, I'm going to catch it right there, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to shoot it in the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm sitting there, that just happened.
But did he talk to you, or you weren't good enough?
Through me. He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West going,
Mark was like, all right,
okay, yeah, all right.
You probably will.
And then he did.
He did it. There was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you going to hit a shot to a certain place, or if he going to take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he going to do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
These guys came in together in 81. There's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert. Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, they knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting a three-pointer, and then I call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot. KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that. So I diagrammed the play. He says, heck with the play, Case.
You guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to this.
That would suck big time. I don't think that really, you don't see that in today's NBA anymore, right? I can't remember, is it the players that have to call the timeout? The players, and then recently the coaches can call the timeouts again. But I think it's that's an unlikely thing to see happen. Maybe it still could happen nowadays because coaches can call timeouts, but I don't think it's very likely to happen. But that would be frustrating. You're like, what? I just hit this game winner, and no, doesn't count.
Same spot. I'm going to kick it in.
Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm the coach here. Okay. All right. Dennis, you take the ball out, give it to Kevin, and you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the three-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys. You just go home. I'm tired of this.
And he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball.
I had a smaller guy to post up, and Larry just waved me out of the way, saying, "Get out of here, get out of the way."
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so!"
That was on one
running
foot.
to the locker room.
As he
Let me
continues
see
on to
that
the
one more
dressing room.
time.
Now
Let me
that's
see that.
As the ball's in the air,
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
That was
the
on one
ball's in
foot.
the air, he kind of turns
Jeez.
towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so!" Gets out running to the locker room.
as he continues on to the dressing room. Now that's what you call arrogance.
And for that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus.
Larry have-
and he wanted that ball.
Looked like Larry had a little bit of a mullet happening there. Okay, he's a little bit of a party in the front and a little bit of a party in the back. That's like a party mullet. That's I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of got the mullet vibe happening to it.
Wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus, and he wanted that ball. And in case he would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball, and he would.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
High game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play, and about that time, Larry steps in and says, "Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way?" It's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding. So he tells Xavier, he says, "I'm getting the ball."
I said, I know, I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
5, and Bird has the basketball. Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that
he came out with about that exact.
Like, homie's probably got superior athleticism, length and stuff like that on Larry too. That's why they had him guarding him. And you can't underestimate talent, skill, angles, learning spacing, learning, how you pump fake. I can do your little jittery moves like that. Go a long way.
phenomenal the way that
he came out with about that exact spot. He shot a shot right in my face. And, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? They thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing him the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there in that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ.
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
You DJ coming down, right?
You know that it hurts even more when Buddy just turns around, pops in your eye with his little shorts on. I mean, jeez.
Or
DJ.
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
You DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great DJ, that's good. So pass it to Larry, he's in that corner. Now I got to go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me. I don't know why you running out here. Who says that in the middle of the game? He said, I'm going to wait till you get one step away from me and I'm going to shoot it right in your face. So I got one step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer. Good.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot a 3. Game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
And he turned to me and said, you did all that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talking. You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started. He'd tell you where he's going. He'd tell you when he catches it, there's nothing you can do about it. And it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. He wasn't pounding his chest.
Boom.
You could just be standing next to him. I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation.
Nice.
And he'd say, Scott.
You jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, you're a little too late. Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running out of it? But it was all game.
He'd say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was
You know, after the
That was
game,
a nice
after years
high
of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude was one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. He came in. Our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game because he did everything: points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature, the work ethic, because I asked a lot of questions. You know, playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, Magic, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, all the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why? You know, Bird tough to defend? Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So like, I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. Whatever you were saying, for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody. He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, I never forget.
He's cramming it on people, though. So you could people talk about his, like, lack of athleticism. Like, I know he wasn't the most athletic, but dude had athleticism. Like, you ain't on them like that. Two-handed, one-handed, reverse, all that, unless you got some athleticism. You know, so definitely.
Doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, I never forget driving and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He's
you got
to the right. Bird. Either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the shot. Bird. I said, God damn, who's Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird. And Bird this. And Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn. Larry, it wasn't you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
People always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in L.A., and I'm hurt.
They got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight.
So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And that before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and said, you know what?
Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay?
Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you.
Man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? You know, that's Celtics and the Lakers.
And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists. Wow. And every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me.
Every time he hit one, he'd look at me.
And I said, boy.
Yes.
You know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't bag it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can bag your trash talking up. And last but not least,
true.
I'm going to say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career. Only one. And you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time. Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never ever be another Larry Bird. And so this is mine, and I signed it to you.
Jeez.
To the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever. I love you, I respect you, and I admire you.
What a moment. What a moment in the NBA. Jeez. What a way to end a video, too. Wow. Yeah, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that video. I know all you guys, all you Larry Bird fans watch as well. I mean, for me, it only solidifies and validates why I'm so much of a fan of his. And, you know, I must have like seen so many highlights or something because I got a lot of, when I play, a lot of these super high shots too. Like I adjust my shot in the air. Like there's only like, I've played some really tall, big guys. I'm only like just over 6 foot, like 6'2.5", 6'3", and I've played some like 7-footers, 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", and man, it's so hard to get a shot off on a guy that's got like, you know, like a foot or something worth of like reach on you, or half a foot and reach on you, and like awesome athleticism. But it's amazing when you just have that higher release when you're shooting the ball above your head and you're jumping, how much that can compensate for, you know, overcompensate for his outreach and superior athleticism for somebody's. And man, he's, yeah, I guess he's even like helped me with my game because I feel like I emulate some of his shots when I play. Anyways, that was my reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you don't forget to do all that clickety-click stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching with me. Take care.